All right, man. Yo, yo, yo. What is good? What is good, everybody? It is your boy Lavish. Major salute to everybody. We back with another reaction video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the supporters, man. Subscriber gang. We in the building. So y'all already know what time it is, man. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, y'all already know to feel free to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for more content. Let's get right into it. So we're going to be reacting to this video right here where it's showing NYPD officers punching a Brooklyn shelter worker in the face. This video was brought to my attention, and the person that brought it to my attention informed me that this video is pretty wild, and this video would get you angry, you know. This isn't my usual videos I react to, but I am involved in stuff like this and talk about this thing, especially on my TikTok. So I'm gonna check this out. We're gonna go through it. I'm gonna give my honest input in a situation, and then y'all, of course, in the comment section can state how you feel, and then we can go from there. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, I don't want to talk your heads off. Let's get right into the video. I'm gonna be pausing it a lot too, just to, like I said, give my input. So bear with me. So let's go.
Now to a CBS News New York investigation. He said he was just trying to do his job at a homeless shelter when he was repeatedly punched by police officers. Well, tonight, the city's police oversight agency is investigating. Our investigative reporter, Tim McNicholas, sat down exclusively with that worker and his lawyer and has video of this beating back from February. And we want to warn you, some may find the footage disturbing.
Surveillance video shows officers rush through a door,
Whoa.
quickly push the shelter worker toward a wall, and two of them appear to repeatedly punch him as he drops to the ground.
Hold on. Okay. Right off the bat, this is not okay. Okay. The guy that was getting punched, you could clearly see like he's not even throwing no punches at the officer. Let's continue because this video already starting to piss me off. Let's continue.
The officers then arrested the man, Jason Salters, a shift supervisor for a nonprofit hired by the city's Department of Homeless Services, or DHS, to run the Renaissance Shelter in Crown Heights.
I was absolutely appalled.
Attorney Andrew Laufer is representing.
Well, you should be appalled. This is crazy right here. You know what I'm saying? The way how they was punching on that man, like, yo, I was born and raised in New York City. I was born and raised in the Bronx, and I've been beat before by the police. NYPD be wilding. They be bugging the fuck out. Anybody that live in New York, y'all already know. If y'all dealt with the police, especially you was from the hood, bro, them motherfuckers be wilding out. Let's continue.
Presenting him in a lawsuit against the NYPD and the city.
As you
They
should.
engaged in what is clearly excessive force outside any reasonable means.
Salters says the officers told him they wanted to search the facility for a domestic violence suspect who'd been staying at the shelter, but Salters says he couldn't let them in. According to a DHS report, while on speakerphone with Mr. Salters and the NYPD, a social services director for the city said the NYPD is not permitted to search the facility for the client if they are not in active pursuit, like a foot chase.
If they had a judicial search warrant signed, they could have just entered the property without any type of issue.
But other DHS documents state that in some situations, officers can enter shelters with a document.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. I could see clearly what went wrong. The communication in this whole situation when it comes to the officers coming into, the shelter, the search for somebody, clearly there was a big miscommunication on that, on whether they could or they couldn't have came in, whatever. Big miscommunication because my thing is, did they go over this with their workers when it comes to the police? Listen, police can only come in if you have a situation like this. Is why important meetings and communication is important. Did they have a sit down with their workers and say, listen, if NYPD comes in and they're looking for somebody for whatever reason, this is the proper protocol. This is when they can come into the property and whatever the case may be. Clearly, there was a miscommunication, and it was just two people saying something like I don't know, bro. Miscommunication, like I said. Let's continue.
Document called an investigative card or I-card. The DHS report on the incident says the officers did present an I-card that day, but Salter says he called that social services director because he'd never even heard of that. Law enforcement experts say regardless of whether the officers should have been allowed in, the surveillance video raises serious questions.
The punches seemed unreasonable. Again, we need context.
Unreasonable is an understatement, bro. It was completely uncalled for. There was no reason for the officers to put their hands on this man, even if he was popping off at the mouth, whatever. Like you can curse, like even if he was cursing, whatever. That doesn't warrant an arrest to get your ass beat. Like that's crazy to me. Let's continue.
Full context, but just judging from what we saw, my question is, was it reasonable?
Salter says he
No, it wasn't reasonable. My question, it wasn't reasonable.
was taken to a hospital and eventually to NYPD central booking, where he says officers told him he'd be charged with obstruction and resisting arrest. But he says the day after the beating, he was released with no charges. The NYPD and the Departments of Social and Homeless Services say they won't comment on the February 5th incident due to pending litigation. Maurice.
Tim, Salters took quite a beating there. I mean, how's he doing? Any injuries?
He says he does have injuries and he has some anxiety because of all this. And you're going to hear his story in his own words tonight at 11 in our exclusive interview with him. Maurice.
Okay, looking forward to that. Tim, thanks so much. And our
All right, so I'm just going to end it off right there. So he ended up going to the hospital. All right, he got injuries. And he went to central booking. So they did all of that to him. He went to central booking just for the charges to be dropped. No charges. That's the NYPD for you. And you want to know why they dropped them charges, right? The real reason why they dropped them charges is because they know they messed up bad. They fucked up. They fucked up real bad. Clearly, the officers is in the wrong in the situation. Now, let me tell you something about me. I'm not a biased person, okay? I'm one of the ones that will tell you straight up bluntly if you're right and if you're wrong. When it comes to situations like this, the same thing. Was the officers right? Was they wrong? Or was the guy right? Was he wrong? Officers was clearly wrong in the situation. Whatever words were exchanged at that door in this video right here, it doesn't warrant this man to get busted upside the head with punches. Here's the thing with NYPD officers, right? And just officers overall. When you challenge them and you prove to them that they're wrong and you know your stuff and you tell them no, that messes with their pride. They can't take that. Cops overall don't like to be challenged. They don't like to get proven wrong. They want to be right. So when they meet somebody that steps to them and challenges them like that, that messes with their ego and pride. They don't want to take an L. So you know what? They'll find something to charge you with just so they won't take that L. In this case, the worker told him he couldn't come in, whatever the case may be. As I said earlier in the video, with that whole paperwork thing about whether they can come in or not, there was clearly a miscommunication on both sides. Like I said, they should have communicated clearly, and this shit wouldn't have happened. Both sides messed up, okay? This is just uncalled for. This is just uncalled for, bro. This man definitely has a lawsuit. He's going to win this lawsuit. He's going to win this case. He's going to win this civil lawsuit. And I hope these officers lose their job because clearly they're not fit to be police officers. Look how hard you went at this man. Because what he denied you entry, like I said, they needed a reason. Obstruction of justice, all that just to be released with no charges. All that for what? It's that ego and pride that be messing with these police officers, man. Some of these police officers, they be on a power trip. They be on a fucking power trip, bro. This is not okay. And people be wondering why there's a lot of hatred towards the police, bro, because of things like that. There are some cases where there are good officers, right? And officers are justified. But here's the thing, though, right? Even though I say they are good police officers and whatever the case may be, here's my problem with the good police officers. When the bad police officers do something clearly wrong, y'all don't speak up and y'all don't stand up against it. It's like when that happens, y'all get afraid. Y'all don't stand up to your people in blue, to your brothers in blue. Y'all stay quiet. You say that you're here for the community and you're here to protect and serve and all this shit, blah 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 blah, but you're not proving it. Why won't you say something when your fellow officers do something wrong? You want the shit to stop. It doesn't just start with us, it starts with you too. What are we talking about here? So there is good police officers, but just like I said, the problem that myself and other people have is because y'all don't speak up against things like that. Y'all too afraid to speak up on things like that. And this is why things like that keep happening. I hate seeing this, bro. Like I said, this touched me because I am a victim of this before. When I was a teenager, the police beat my ass pretty bad when I was living in New York. When I was in the projects, I was with my boys. They was messing with us. Literally wasn't even doing anything. I tried to defend one of my homegirls because she was getting beat upside the head. I tried to intervene. I ended up getting my ass whipped. Cuffs was tight on my wrist. I had bruises all over my wrists. A whole entire knee from a white man on the back of my neck, choking the life out of me. Crazy. Wild video, bro. And that's it, bro. That is my reaction to this video. Y'all let me know your honest opinion, how you feel about this. I'm gonna put the link to this video in the description box. Man, this is wild stuff, man. Let me know how y'all think. Y'all have a good night. Peace.